Hello everybody and welcome back to Esports Ohio. Today we are watching a match between the reserve quarterfinals between Northwest High School versus Dublin Coffman High School. I'm one of your casters for today, OP Knees, and with me here is I'm Not Sure. So, I'm not sure. We're going to be going on Samoa for now. So, how do you think this is going to be played out?
Man, Samoa, never one of my favorites, but it is one of those very flank-heavy maps, so I'm really expecting to see some dive here. You are going to see a Sombra Reaper coming out on that Dublin side. And so this is really going to be an interesting matchup. Samoa, you can play multiple ways. You can either go in through that off angle, that offside that we're looking at now, or you could just push straight onto site and brute force it. So it does look like we are going to have a sneaky Sombra that Northwestern needs to look out for.
Definitely, we're going to see a Brawl v Brawl here on the point. Nephilim is going to be sporting the Reinhardt here. We're going to see Toast Mafia on the Orisa. Not exactly the tanks you see in the metas right now, but that's what the great thing is about reserve rosters, that they always cook up something special here. And Nephilim already getting his hands dirty. Firefly getting a pick on the Killing Gamer. That's going to be the first pick going the way of Dublin. That's going to be Nephilim getting a pin onto Toast Mafia, though. Still, Dublin has the numbers advantage as Northwest is kind of backed up into a corner with no supports alive.
Firefly is just shredding through this Northwestern team. Talk about a DPS Ana, all right. That's a deadly sniper back there.
Definitely seen Firefly already getting 2 picks on Ana. 56 to the ult charge. And now we're going to see another fight bring out. I think the Ana, honestly, looking at the different ranks, might be the most experienced player on this Dublin Coffman roster. She's definitely going to be playing confident and in this match. And at the moment, the fight starting to spur out. The pin immediately on to Joe. Joe gets taken down, but Nephilim kind of in a pickle here. Shields at half HP is going to get hacked, but the focus fire is not going to take him out. Despair gets a pick on the Shrek Monkey, and now he's going to be looking for even more. Somber, the anti is massive on the side of Firefly. Toast Mafia is going to take down Geek Geek. Shadowmaster, though, is going to get a pick on to Remedios. The Juno in the back. The pin of the Nano to Risa off the map. Nephilim looking for even more. He gets hacked at half HP, has to play his life. And I believe the point is going to be swapping over to Northwest after that massive pin on the Toast Mafia.
I am loving the confidence that is coming out from Nephilim. He is having a phenomenal game with those pins. They're very risky, but also can yield high rewards, as we're seeing.
Speed ring in immediately. That's going to be Shadowmaster getting a pick on the Joe in the back. Dublin on the back foot as they did get walled. The Shatter is not going to hit anyone, but Shadowmaster uses the Death Blossom to get 2 in the back, looking for more, trying to get it a 4K. That's going to be a team kill at that point. It's going to be a very good flank from Shadowmaster.
You know, in a way, that Shatter from Nephilim did give some value to the team. It made them use their cooldowns on the side of Dublin. So, and then that opened up the path for Shadowmaster to go in for that destructive ultimate.
The fair fisted 5-man EMP is going to hit all. That's going to be this Terra Surge as well. That's going to be a double kill. The fight is going to unfurl so quickly there. The Coalescence and Guardian Angel is going to be used by the side of Northwest. They are going to be able to get a pick. Northwest, though, cannot hold on as Dublin is going to be able to get aggressive, and with that combo, net them the point.
You gotta regroup here if you're Northwestern.
Back up there. The anti is going to land on 2. This is going to be Killian Gamer, and Shadowmaster going to fall low, but not going to get picked. Despair is going to get the kill on the Killian Gamer. Nephilim tries to go in the back. The Mercy is going to get hacked and going to get finished down. No supports left. That's going to have to be a reset on the side of Northwest.
Nephilim is playing a little too aggressive. His team needs to regroup with him, and he just needs to die here, and he will. But you're really playing too aggressive. He's trying to play a dive Reinhardt build, and he just does not have the team for it. If you have a Lucio and another support that can back you up, go for it. But you cannot be diving in there as you're seeing him do so often.
see a touch has to come in here. Shadow Master is going to get a Firefly though. Picks Shrek Monkey immediately. We're going to see Killing Gamer use the fade to get in. Toast Mafia takes down Geek. Nephilim gets slept in the back. Shadow Master is going to be taken down with a Blossom. Little taste of his own medicine as you can see. Nephilim trying to pin, get something done, but he gets taken down. Moira, the last one alive, to try to touch and try to hold on to the point. Took for a little bit longer, but Killing Gamer is going to be met with the business end of a spear, and that will be the first point going the way of Jerome. Oh, goodness. Of Dublin.
Yeah, I mean, really what you're seeing, Nephilim is diving in that backline. He's acting as if he's a, Genji or Tracer. You, especially on that last point, it's last fight. You need to stay with your team. You are the centerpiece of your team when you're the tank. Do not go diving into the backline when you have a team fight on your hands. That's what your DPS should be doing. That's what your Reaper should be doing. So really, you need to stay together. I like the aggression, but it's really going against you at this moment. Just take it down a couple notches.
Taking it down a couple notches, but we see an even more aggressive playstyle here from the Northwest roster as they're going to be swapping over to the Bastion from Shadow Master, and Nephilim swapping over to the Ramatra. Same composition on the side of Dublin. You're going to see how they're going to be going aggressive here. The Maywall going to be splitting off the team already. Shadow Master onto the turret form, takes down one, looking for another Despair. Gets a pick on the Shrek Monkey in the back, and Raymond gonna fall, and that's gonna be the first point taken by Northwest pretty quickly here.
What you saw there was Toast Mafia, the Orisa on the side of Dublin, used their cooldowns, used their gold form a little too early, and then Shadow Master just took advantage of that on the Bastion and just completely shredded through that Orisa. Orisa, you need to keep an eye on your cooldowns and play it smart.
Slow field onto the Orisa. Nephilim falling low with that virus hit. Has to be careful if you're taking a lot of damage. Forced into the Nemesis form. Has to fall back. But again, there's really not a lot of aggression coming from either team, and Nephilim is going to shred Joey with this help of Shadow Master. He's going looking for even more. Killing Gamer gets a pick on the Raymond. And that's going to be 40% for this Northwest roster as Dublin looking kind of staggered.
It's a great start for Northwestern, and they can take a very sizable lead here and put Dublin into a weird spot where they have to get out of their comfort zone. So this next fight here can make or break this map.
Early artillery strike here from Shadow Master, trying to play aggressive. Might have been a misclick, but there's going to be a wings pop out as we see Joe has to fall back as he went in, TP'd in, but has to fall back afterwards. Shrek Monkey flying in the sky, not going to really be getting contested up here as the Guardian Angel is going to be doing its job. And Nano going through onto the Orisa. Toast Mafia with the Terror Surge gets two, looking for more of the charge. Spear going to take down, throw Geek out of the fight. Killian Gamer just going to pick onto the Despair. It's not quite even. Killian Gamer has to find more, but Toast Mafia is the one finding more in the back line. That's going to be the rest of Northwest falling down as Dublin are finally going to get their first chance to cap this objective.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to the whole cooldown argument. You see the early Guardian Angel pop from Shrek Monkey, so... Okay.
Something tells me that was an unintentional ult.
Hey, maybe they're just trying to make a point.
See, Bastion form already. Very low HP on this Orisa. That's going to be the Annihilation pop. Shadow Master getting a pick on the Joe. Nephilim takes down Toast Mafia, Raymond, and Firefly. And that's going to be a 3K for Nephilim in his Annihilation. That will be the point secured in Northwest after they get the gift is clear. The 4-man EMP, but by yourself, can't really do much with it, as that's going to be us getting to the third sub-map of Samoa.
Yeah, I mean, great contention from Northwest. They really brought it back on that second point. They weren't so aggressive, and they just kind of played back on point. They all did their jobs. You really, on both sides, need to watch those cooldowns, though. this is going to be a little bit lower rank as this is reserve and high school. So really, cooldowns are your best friend. Use those abilities. Be patient. You don't need to pop them all at once. That was really the downfall we saw on both sides.
Might have been a few misclicks there. Happens to the best of us. I know I've accidentally wasted a shatter or used an EMP a little bit. You know, didn't quite get 5 in my EMP. 0 is not the number I was looking for, but it happens. But now that we're going into this next round, I believe, cool-headed, and we're all going to be focused up. This is the quarterfinals, so tensions are high. Already, Mercy Pocket onto Geek because he's falling low, taking a lot of poke. The anti-nade onto Shadow. He has to fall back and not take enough damage, but the Echo is going to be able to fly up over top, and with the focusing being take Shadow Master down. The Dickies are going to do some good damage, but he has to fall back. Mafia falling low, but a point is going to be unlocked and captured immediately by Dublin as Toast Mafia gets picked onto Shrek Monkey. Mafia, though, is falling low, but that's going to be the Moira with no fade left in dangerous places. Despair is going to put him down. Geek gets one pick, but it's going to fall down to Despair, who, with a switch, has went right over off the Sombra onto Echo and is making an impact immediately.
Phenomenal stand. I'm loving that Echo pick. Echo is just such a versatile character, and they can do so much damage. Really, though, your enemy here is going to be that Shadow Master. They can land some nice shots and take you out pretty easily.
Especially with the stickies. Oh, Toast Mafia takes down Geek. Whoever stepped is welcome and is going to just fall. Killian Gamer, very low, has to fall back. And fall back they do. Is going to be able to get healed up there. As it's just poking in the mid-fight here. Mafia falling low. Has to stop taking so much poke. The anti-nade is going to stop Nephilim from going in at all. Again, this poking and prodding is just stopping anyone from really going in. There's going to be a Coalescence pop. The Juno falling low. Despair as well falling low. The Juno out of position gets caught by Shadow Master. Joe, though, is going to get a pick onto Shrek Monkey in the back. But the dive onto the Ana. Gonna keep herself alive with the Nano. Shadow Master gonna get a pick onto Joe with his artillery strike, but Nephilim falls. Shadow Master trying his best, gets another, because taken down by Toast Mafia, who him is alone on point with Despair. There still is a Moira alive. Geek doing the work on the Tracer, as aggressive as he can be, hitting the shot. Despair has to fall, and now with 87% left on the point, Killian Gamer and the rest of Northwest are going to cap it, or at least try for the first time.
And honestly, that was a really heartbreaking fight for Northwest. They used so many ults. They did get a lot of value back, ult-wise, but also it costed them a lot of percent. They took a lot of time to finish that out. And that's really not what you like to see here. If Dublin brings this back with one team fight, then that is game over.
It's gonna be Geek getting a pick immediately on the Joe. It's a good start for the Northwestern roster, and they're all so low. Nephilim going in with his annihilation on the back of Shadow Master, and that's gonna be a team kill for Northwest.
Phenomenal cooldowns there. I love the aggression. They're pushing right in there. Leaving point a little bit, but just a great amount of aggression to chase them down and finish off that Dublin team, holding them off for another fight.
And now 50% for Northwestern here. You're gonna have to hold on for 2 more fights. Nephilim taking some damage. There's going to be ults going out. The Juno ult, the copy. Geek falls. Toast Mafia is going to take down Nephilim. Despair as well, and that's going to be Despair popping the annihilation of the Echo form. And that's going to be a cap onto the objective. With the team kill being in place, that will be the first map going the way of Dublin Coffman.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So much percentage lost on that one team fight that got Northwest the point to begin with. And just finally, Dublin went over that hump and finished the job off. You saw a great ultimate there to lead them in and finish the job.
Annihilation is a big play here, able to get so many down from Northwest. It was able to keep them in the running, kept them and took them to the 3rd sub map. But now we're going to be going over to the next point until they get the map decisions made. We're going to take a quick small break. Don't go anywhere. This is Esports Ohio. Hello everybody and welcome back to Esports Ohio. This is the reserve quarterfinals between Dublin Coffman and Northwest High School. Right? Had a brain lapse there, and it's gonna, at the moment, we did see on the first map, it was close between the two teams, but we did see that Dublin Coffman was the one that was able to win it out and have the score set 1-0 going into the second map. Now, we are on Eichenwald. I'm not sure, how do you feel about sending yourself to Eichenwald after losing on Samoa?
Well, you know, I was kind of... I think their comp. They base heavily around Brawl, Northwestern does. And so, I really think that will work out to their favor here on Eichenwald. We're seeing a heavy dive come out on the side of Dublin. So, or on Northwestern, right? Hold on, I got switched. Northwestern, heavy dive. And I'm not a big fan of that here on attack on Eichenwald. So this is going to be really interesting, but we have seen some phenomenal Doomfists. So we'll see if this Doomfist can go up against this Orisa against all odds.
Already Nephilim taking a lot of poke, has to play back here. We see that Firefly still on this Ana, the DPS Ana, and that's gonna be Nephilim is gonna get shot in the back and taken down. He's gonna get rezzed immediately, but Toast Mafia gets the pick on the Shadow Master in the meantime. He just got shot in the back with his blocked up, unaware of the damage being taken. Geek trying to get on a flank, but can't really get in there. Nephilim taking a lot of poke again. He has to fall back to this choke. This choke is devastating for anyone trying to make it through. The Venture, again, the damage, the poke, so much for these two teams to have to deal with. Toast Mafia doing a good job of keeping them at bay. Anti-Nade is going to land onto the Mercy. Shrek Monkey falling low, but Nephilim is going aggressive here, but it's going to get poked out, and it's going to be falling low here. Has to try to escape, gets booped up into the air, and cannot quite get out with his life as he's going to fall down. Toast Mafia takes him down, but Shrek Monkey gets another res. Nephilim been in this fight for 3 lives. Has not quite been able to make a difference. The cap from Geek is going to be able to get 1 tick, because that's going to make the rest of the team have to fall back. The Soldier, Shadow Master, 1 HP, but the anti is not going to fall, but that's going to be Geek getting to the Toast Mafia in the meantime. Sleep Dart on the Nephilim. The Coalescence is doing the work as Shadow Master gets a pick on the Joe. Geek finds another. The anti-nade might not be enough, as that's going to be the Juno falling down. As another res from Shrek Monkey is going to bring Jerome, or is going to bring Northwest over that cap line.
Wow, and just the grit shown right there by Northwest. And honestly, I'm glad you didn't let me speak there, because I would have eaten my own words. And maybe a stagger here. But I did not like that dive top at all, but it ended up working out, and the resilience shown by Northwest there was just phenomenal.
Does do some good damage onto Geeky, takes him down to Spare, takes down Nephilim as well. And that's going to be Northwest finding their footing here. Winning this first fight is paramount if you're going to be playing a Brawl comp and having to hold this close. And Dublin doing just that as Northwest is going to fall back. Geeky again gets shot, taken down, but Joe has to find a way out as Nephilim is going aggressive with his ult. The punch, though, doesn't quite land on anyone. The Shadow Master pops the visor, gets 1 onto Joe, looking for more onto the Ana. Firefly cannot escape Shadow Master, as now he's going to be looking for this Juno and take them down. Northwest, very confident on this Eichenwald attack so far.
Yeah, they are just pushing and pushing and pushing. And right now, Dublin has no stop for them. It seems like, and maybe a very sneaky Blossom coming in from Jolol. What?
Oh, Geek.
Wait, did he? Oh, okay. No, he did see it.
I think Geek missed the platform there at the bottom for the Mega.
Please don't pop it.
You see Joe's gonna be using the Blossom on the tank. Does not quite land a kill, but in the backline, Despair gets a pick on the Shadow Master, and Shrek Monkey also falls off the map. We see 2 kills. 2 kills for Dublin have just been on the side of Northwest. Northwest is going to get a pick on the Joe, though, punching him off the map, and the Spare gets picked on the Killian Gamer. And that's going to put Dublin back in the driver's seat. But Northwest has been pretty aggressive and has found kinks in the armor here.
Yeah, and if I was Northwest, I don't see any point in changing it up. You know, you gotta keep playing aggressive here and keep doing what you're doing. Dive this backline on this Doomfist. You have control of this high ground, and you just need to send everything at them. Build up those ults.
Good damage there, but I think Nephilim has overstayed his welcome. He has to punch out, but it's going to fall low. Killian Gamer gets a pick on the Joe, but then three-man anti-nade from Firefly is going to be good for Shadowmaster. Firefly, though, going to trade his life to Geek. Shrek Monkey does fall down. Killian Gamer, the only support left on the side of Northwest. Dublin also fading the same face as Raymond is going to fall down. Nephilim uses the Meteor Strike for his life, is going to be good with the punch as well. Looking for even more. The Spear is not going to quite land, as he's just going to keep living here. Despair, falling low, is able to escape. Firefly is going to be able to return here in this fight, as no kills are being found by Northwest. And that's going to be Despair getting picked on the Geek after he got speared. This res is not going to be found, as Despair gets a second. Joe finishes off Shadowmaster, and that's going to be Nephilim going to get staggered out.
Wow, and that Venture on the side of Dublin, just that light getting two there. They're just playing, both teams are playing very well right now. I'm loving how Dublin is just staying together and not letting any dives come through. They're not feeding into the dive of Northwest.
It's a great way to counter it, is a stack, and that's exactly what they're doing. They know their win condition and are making sure to keep it. Now
time is ticking for Northwest now.
Dublin still standing strong on this cart. It's going to be relatively difficult for Northwest to find an opening that is going to be good damage there, but the Nano onto the Orisa with the Terra Surge as well. Geek does get a pick on the Raymond, but falls to his own Pulse Bomb. The Resurrection, though, is going to make that null and void. Nephilim falls low, has to play his life, is going to dash off the map as Despair uses the Tectonic Shock to take down Geek. And only 15 seconds left on the clock. A touch has to be in order from Northwest if they're going to be able to stay in here with Toast Mafia being aggressive. I don't think that this point is going to be able to get touched.
Maybe.
Oh, the sleep dart. Firefly
You
sleep
saw
dart.
you saw a light from both sides right there. Great sleep dart there at the end, just to stop that Doomfist. But you know, I really think that dive, it's such a tricky thing to do on Eichenwald. And you really need to control that high ground if you're trying to work with it on this second point. And it just didn't seem like they wanted to play around that high ground. They tried taking Brawl head on rather than play how dive is supposed to be played, more or less. So, you know, if you're going to go that dive comp, you need to take control of these high points, these vantage points, and work from there. Against this Brawl especially.
Definitely how to do it, but on the other end, Dublin was not making it easy, all stacked together. You had to have really good angles to be able to counter that bunker comp with the Orisa. And it seemed that Northwest just couldn't find the timing together to really break up the bunker that was being put in place from Dublin. On this point, we will see a swap from Toast Mafia off of the Orisa and onto the Zarya instead. Despair gotta be flexing over to that Echo. We've seen him on it before. We've seen him push them over the edge.
I'm very excited to see that Echo come out. Despair did phenomenal when we saw it on Samoa, and let's see if they can do it again. Ooh.
Iki immediately falling down the Firefly, just hits his shots on the Pharah. I didn't even realize that Iki was on the Pharah. He's going to fall immediately. Nephilim, though, going to be trading out Despair, and with that trade out, we're going to see the point is getting touched, but no tick will be given over. Nephilim is going to get anti. Shadowmaster, though, gets a nice pick on the Joe. The right click, too much damage to deal with. Toast Mafia trying to walk through this choke, but when you're down a player, it's gonna be hard, especially with Zarya. Little bubbles remaining. Nephilim has to play his life. Shadowmaster gets to become despair. This choke point is not in favor of Dublin here, as Northwest able to hold down the line.
Yeah, I mean, Northwest doing a great job on this defense here early on. You see that Tracer keep on trying to poke in their back line, and they just are not letting it happen. Going for it again, and just that reaction from Northwest to stop that Tracer.
Big ante though, big ante onto the tank. The tank falling low. Nephilim has to be stayed up. The double support ult being popped just to do so. Shadowmaster going to be able to take down Joe in the back, and that's going to be Firefly falling low, falling down. The nano is going to be used. The Graviton Surge as well takes down Killian Gamer, but Nephilim stays strong. Shadowmaster gets pick on the spare, using the visor to make sure to secure this point. But with so many ults being used, you kind of left with no gas in the tank.
Absolutely, and you see that Tracer Time Bomb and the Coalescence just come online, and that can absolutely be devastating for this Northwest defense if Dublin can play it outright. You're also going to see that duplication come online here soon too.
The pulse bomb is going to go wide, not quite landing on anyone. Toast Mafia swapping over to the Doomfist, seeing if he can get better results with a more dive-focused approach. Geek has to use his recall to get out close to Pulse Bomb. Nephilim, if they use this Terra Surge and Pulse Bomb together, it could net massive gains. You see that Toast Mafia is going to be touching the point immediately, falls low and falls down. Shadowmaster is able to hit a nice right-click on him and take him out. Shadowmaster playing his life here. We see Firefly is not able to land the sleep start. The Moira falls low. The duplication onto the soldier is from Despair, but it's going to be immediately out of the duplication. Firefly out of position. Despair gets taken down. Firefly is just going to stand still to reset, as this point needs a different approach.
The one thing you can't do here, if you're Dublin, is stagger. You need to go in as a team. Time is ticking. There's a minute left. So you cannot just be diving in one by one and trickling in. Stay together as a pack.
See more swaps from the Dublin rosters. You see Toast Mafia swapping over to the Orisa, and Firefly swap the Kiriko back onto the Ana, and that's going to be Geeky getting to pick up the spare. Stuck it to the Orisa. The Orisa walked into their team. Toast Mafia accidentally killed their Mei. And now Joe, getting desperate, swaps over to the Reaper. With only one ultimate available for Dublin, it's going to be difficult to get through this, but in exchange, we just see Northwest with no ults under their belt.
That Coalescence can be absolutely deadly.
10 seconds remaining though. A touch has to be in order. This final push through the choke point. Joe is gonna get has to force out the Moira. There's gonna be the Coalescence trying to keep the spare alive, but he's gonna fall down. Joe's gonna pick on the Shrek Monkey, but Nephilim is holding down strong. Firefly gets a pick. Toast Mafia is gonna be able to get even more, and finally, Dublin find a way through.
I said that Coalescence could be deadly, and they played it phenomenally. Don't pop it too early. You need to pop it when you're already fully committed into that point. And Remedios popped it at the perfect time, and their team should absolutely be thanking them for that.
See the Sparrows will swap over onto the Sombra. Geek falling down as well. I believe they got hacked, and the Moira Orb is going to take them down. Now, you just see Northwest not in the best of spot for their composition. Despair has to fall back from the Sombra, missing the virus. But again, the high ground control needs to be a priority for this roster of Northwest. And Shadowmaster is just going to be able to take it down. The Moira immediately. Joe going to be trading out the Moiras though. The hack and the virus going to be landed on the Shadowmaster, who's going to be able to pop the visor, but can't really find any targets worth shooting at. Only the tank. He has to fall back and stop any more poke from happening. The wings is going to be exchanged. The pulse bomb puts Toast low HP, but there's not much really happening here on either side. The cart's getting pushed, the poke's going down, Nephilim is going to get ulted, and it's going to be a Death Blossom, taking low Geek Geek. Nephilim gets a pick on to Joe. Despair gets a pick on the Geek there. The Terror Surge down the Nano, not going to be effective, as that's going to be Firefly falling. Despair as well. Shadow Master going aggressive, same with Killian Gamer with the Coalescence to finish off Dublin from aggressing any further.
I don't know how much I like that Coalescence. It just seemed more of a statement rather than a effective ult. But, you know, at the end of the day, there's 40 seconds left for this Dublin team. And, you know, they do have 2 ults, actually about 3. So, really, they're going to have a very strong advantage here.
The ante was nice from Firefly. No one able to follow up. Shadow falls low. They have to be aware of the 3 ultimates online. The anti-nade is going to be good to force out Killian Gamer. Now with no fade, it's the go button. A 5-man EMP found from Despair. But no picks are going the way of Dublin, as if the first one is going to be from Northwest onto Despair. Toast Mafia takes down Shadow Masters. That's going to be Nephilim takes down Firefly, going aggressive onto the Moira, forcing her out. But again, the wings as well from the Mercy. Shrek Monkey, 2 wings in 2 fights. Gonna have to use it. The Coalescence is gonna be used with Terror Surge. Is going aggressive, takes down Remedios. Now again, more and damage is going on. The Joke is a bit on the Shadow Master. Toast Mafia falling low. The Death Blossom takes down one and helps with another. Toast Mafia falls, and so does Nephilim. Now OT ticking down for this Dublin roster. It's gonna be last fight and an all-out brawl on the point.
Joe's been trying to get that ult for a while, and finally he got it. He got that 2-man, and that was a very nice one to finish off that team fight and to win it.
Geek touches the point again. Shadow Master just falls down. Not enough healing from the Mercy, and the Mercy's gonna follow the Firefly. Geek tries it with a pulse bomb, but it goes wide. Despair looks for more, but Joe is in the back with the damage. It's too much. The Nano on the Despair and the Firefly is what's gonna put the nail in the coffin for Northwest, as Dublin is gonna take map 2.
Phenomenal resiliency. I thought it was over on that first point. It just, Northwest had such a good defense, and Dublin just persevered through it. They played patient, and then they played aggressive and struck when the time was right.
Killian Gamer, a little bit of DPS Moira gameplay after a Coalescence would net their team the first point capture on the first point. We're going to be going over onto the 3rd map pick, which is going to be Northwestern's map pick, to see how they're going to find a way through this Dublin wall. But until then, we're going to be back in just a quick second. Don't go anywhere. This is Esports Ohio. Hello everybody and welcome back to Esports Ohio. This is the reserve quarterfinal between Dublin, Coffman, and Northwest High School. So far, Dublin have been the ones leading the charge as they are 2-0 in the series so far. This is the map pick for Northwest High School on Suravasa, one of the more closer range maps and one of the 2 flashpoints available. I'm not sure. How do you feel about picking Suravasa in this map pool?
Well, Flashpoint slash Clash always shows a team's true colors. I mean, it's so different from the traditional push or escort or hybrid. So it's really fast paced. So this can definitely be a make or break for either team. So really, you're looking for fast-paced comp. I always love my rush comp. You're seeing a JQ come out along with Moira, Reaper, and Juno. So really keep an eye out for that JQ as they can absolutely cause chaos.
Definitely can, as you're going to see already a slow field from the Ramatra. Host Mafia falling low already. Northwest going aggressive here, punching the Reaper as much as they can. Shrek Monkey gets the res onto Limit, but that's going to be Despair getting to pick on the Shrek Monkey, and that's going to make that res null and void. And they're trying to go aggressive, but they just cannot find a pick. And that's going to be their tank falling down. Firefly in the back doing massive amounts of damage. Toast Mafia going aggressive, and they're going to be the one that will catch the point first.
As you saw there, these Sombras are second team fight, I suppose. Those Sombras can be so deadly by just sneaking up in those corners. Just such an open map. And a very big stagger on the side of Northwest. That is
going in. Only 3 members alive. Yeah,
you cannot have those mistakes on Flashpoint.
Oh no, because that'll cost you almost the entirety of the Flashpoint. Now only 1 fight remaining for Northwest, as Dublin are just happily bunkered onto the objective.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be very hard to retake this here if you're Northwestern.
Joe is falling low there from Geek, and Shadow Master's going to put him down with the Nemesis form already doing work. But he falls to low HP, going to be popping the Annihilation when the first ult seen here. Firefly, though, going to be popping the Orbital Ray to try to even the odds. Despair gets pick on Killian Gamer. Firefly falls down, though. The Mercy as well. Shrek Monkey unable to live. Shadow Master, though, cleans it up. And that's going to be the point being taken to Northwest.
That just felt like revenge. They were out for vengeance on the side of Northwest from that last stagger, and they brought it back. And so this can actually lead them to very close to the progress that Dublin has already set up for themselves.
Limit has this tire available. If he gets 1 pick with it, it's going to be worth. Mafia has the Rampage available as well, with Shrek Monkey falling low already. He's going to be wanting to pop it here soon. Mora falling low. Despair is going to fall down. Lennox unable to get the tire off in time as he's going to fall as well. The brawl on point is going the way of Dublin, but now they're going to be falling low with Joe falling. Toast has to make a play. It's going to be Remick. It's going to be popping the goal to try to get something done here. Put some more to low HP and is going to finish them off. Firefly, unable to get support, is going to fall. Only person on point is going to be the Mercy and the Ramatra. Ramatra is going to fall low, but that's going to be Lemick with a tire from all the way in spawn. Is going to keep the point alive and is going to cap it for Northwest.
And you said it best, 1 pick is absolutely going to be worth with that tire. And, you know, a lot of Junkrat players don't understand that. Those tires can absolutely set you up for the rest of the fight. All you need is 1 pick to shift the tide of a fight, and that's what got Northwestern that final point.
Yeah, a silly 1v1 happening between Joe and Geek there. Geek is going to think better of 1v1 and Reaper and fall back. That's going to be Toast Mafia getting a dagger on Lennox and going to axe them down. Shadow Master pops the Annihilation, already lapping the Toast Mafia, and also that's going to be very effective as he's going to be able to take 2 down with and help with the 3rd. Toast Mafia unable to do much. The Blossom is going to take down Shrek Monkey, but Shadow Master has his shield ready. and is waiting.
Yeah, very unfortunate ult there for Joe. Really, you gotta pay attention to who's on point and who can disrupt your ult. That is a massive thing, and they did get the pick on the Mercy, but they just didn't have that team to follow up with. So they just got promptly taken out, and that's basically an ult wasted.
Geek doesn't have many recalls left, has to fall back, and now it's going to be the aggressive turn for Dublin to go aggressive with a two-man EMP. Has Shadow Master reeling, puts him down. Shrek Monkey as well falls down low. Geek though is going to be getting a pick on the Despair. Killian Gamer tries to do some with coalescence, but this healing and damage just aren't going to amount to much. As Lemic is going to get hunted down and finished off. As Killian Gamer is just trying to touch point to stall it out, and now Northwest looking to almost stagger themselves out here. The Mora is going to be able to fade back to her team, but at low HP. Dublin swapped it over, and now they're at 20%.
Another team fight. Flashpoint just goes so quickly, and Dublin can easily get this back in their motion if they can win this team fight here. Early Koa gonna pop out.
Essence does pop out. Lemic gets to pick him Despair, and with this orbital ray, the healing from it is going to be able to keep the rest of Dublin sustained and alive and willing to complete the battle. As now we can see Dublin getting even more picks. Shadow Master falls, same with Shrek Monkey, and that's going to be just the rest of them staggering themselves. Here's Firefly trying to 1v1 a Moira and figures out that that's not the best idea. Now only, I think, 2 members on the point, but it's going to be staggers on the side of Northwest. Can be a touch here, especially with Lemic having another tire available. 99, the contest is going to happen. 98%. Joe gets a pick on the Shrek Monkey, but Toast Mafia falls. The coalescence to try to keep them in there, but that's going to be Northwest staying strong, and it's going to be the ones taking the point with only 1 fight left. Touches are going to need to be put in place for these respawns to get on to point.
I'm really loving the patience that you're seeing here from this Northwest team with these ults. You see those tires come in super late. And just, they're going in. Okay.
Firefly went down. Toast Mafia gets 2, gets 3 with the ult. It is even right now, but with an Annihilation on point, it's going to be difficult for Joe to really make the difference. Same with the Moira, is now down to a 1v1. That's gonna be Joe able to bring it back from the brink and take down Geek with a nice placed headshot. And that's gonna keep Dublin in this and gonna make it 1-1 so far on Flashpoint.
That's actual insanity. I didn't think that they would just go in and try contesting that. I don't think I don't think Northwest was expecting that either. Just that Rampage to lead them in just did so much damage, and that JQ, as we talked about earlier, is just doing so much work for this Dublin team.
Especially be able to hit a double Carnage swing. It makes it so much easier to get kills in your Rampage. And that's going to be Killian Gamer falling very low. He's going to get taken down by Toast Mafia. Peeking when that low is so dangerous. Shrek Monkey, though, is able to get the res, which makes it in the favor of Northwest as they get a pick onto Despair in the back. Toast Mafia has to fall back as they are falling low. Toast Mafia, though, wants to go aggressive, looking to go again. Northwest did flip the point, and Lemmy Q is going in. Toast Mafia gets a pick on the Geek, though, now put it in the favor of them. Despair takes down the other DPS, and now with no DPS, Northwest have to play slow. Toast Mafia back to the full HP, using that perk to its fullest advantage. Now going on the backline, Joe has the ultra for security if he needs it, but that's going to be a coalescence to clean it up, and that's what's going to lead Dublin to be able to cap this point and try to make it more even.
And something very small, you saw Joe go in there at the end. He wanted to pop that Blossom, and he had a second thought, and I absolutely love that. He held it. He knew the team fight was already won and in their favor, and it would have just been a waste. So absolutely great patience on his part.
What a Blossom.
And gets the early pick because of that.
Able to get 2 there. We're going to see maybe an unnecessary orbital ray, but you just had to win the fight there, especially keeping it up to 50%. We saw that the Northwest roster went in when they were down their Junkrat And that has just led them to Joe able to get a free and easy Death Blossom onto their Mercy.
Watch that tire, though. That is online, and we've seen how that's played out.
There it is, Tire Unleashed, Coalescence as well. The Tire on to Toast Mafia. He's able to live. The EMP able to get both support. Shrek Monkey falls for it. And now Killian Gamer as well hit with the virus. And it's going to fall. Joe tries to escape, but gets hit shot in the air with Lemon. Toast Mafia going to be cleaning it up. As now it's going to be a 3v2. Both supports and Toast Mafia on the point. Shadow Master doesn't even have a chance at this. Tries to do something with his Nemesis form, but it's going to fall. Moira and Mercy are back. The shout unleashed. The res denied. It's gonna be Toast Mafia cleaning up the Moira, and that's gonna leave Dublin with the advantage for the first time on this map.
Northwest really struggles with these retakes, and it really just seems like you can't get into these positions where you're in desperation mode to get these points. So really these retakes, Northwest is going to look to cap these points to begin with so they don't have to retake it.
Now, Dublin.
This initial fight here.
Dublin taking some poke here. Toast Mafia has the Rampage online. We saw what he could do with it before, but missing that Carnage means he's going to fall low. Has to get healed up. Shadow Master has the Annihilation and is going to pop it. The damage is being done. The Coalescence trying to keep him alive. He's going to fall. Joe gets to pick on the Geek and Shadow Master continuing the aggression all the way in the back is going to be the one to almost single-handedly win that team fight and get Northwest in the lead on this point.
And now Northwest is in the position that they wanted to be in. Take that initial point so you don't have to worry about the retake. Because, you know, as I was saying, they've been struggling with that quite a lot. And retakes can be very tricky. So, earn that official, or that first cap. You have a ton of ults. Play back, bunker down. Sit comfortably.
Especially now that, again, Toast Mafia has this ult online. Pair it with Joe's. And it more or less is a team fight win all on its own. Toast Mafia, though, has to get into a good position to use this Rampage. And that's going to be Joe using his ult a little early, but that's going to be the go button for Toast Mafia with the Rampage. Going to be able to get two. The res tries to come online, but it's not going to lead to much as the Spirit takes him down. And that's going to be the point being won by Dublin, but having to utilize two ults for it.
They're not fully lost in the ult battle either. They do have an EMP and also an orbital ray coming up. You do see that tire from Lamique and a Coalescence though, so those are going to be two big ults in and of itself.
I do not know how we lived that. Holy.
Wow.
He's going aggressive though.
Detail from the healers.
Toast Mafia falling low, has to play back here. It's going to be Lennox falling down, just not going to get the healing he needs. The Coalescence takes down Despair. Killian Gamer doing the work with the Coalescence as well, getting even more. Joe's going to fall down as well as Rami takes down Shrek Monkey in the back, but it's going to be an even 60% to 60% here for both the teams. The longer this goes on, the better it is for Dublin.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Just dragging out that percentage. You can still touch if you're Dublin, but you can't really get a team fight here. So just desperation mode. Try getting back on that point, unless you really want to take it to that last point.
It seems like they're going to be squaring up for a touch. With an EMP and orbital ray available, if they are able to touch this on time, it's going to be good. The touch is good. That's going to be the orbital ray, but Shadow Master with the Annihilation first. Lennox with the tire is going to be able to get two, and that's going to be a team win. Team fight win for Northwest, bringing it 2-2 match point for this map.
God, Lamech, you just gotta keep an eye on him. You gotta just track those ultimates a little better if you're on this Dublin team. He is just destroying your team with those tires. So you gotta ult track, you gotta keep an eye on what your opponent's got.
Now the fight immediately going to be spurling out as Toast Mafia again close to this Rampage. Ramitos with the Coalescence. Just a lot of poking going around here. Shadow Master doesn't want to get too aggressive. That's going to be the Pulse Bomb going wide. But hitting Joe enough to put him low. Has to force out the fade. That's going to be Toast Mafia falling low with Shrek using the ult as well, but Joe is going to be able to get two. Firefly with the missiles keeping up with the Coalescence. That's going to be Dublin on the back of Jerome taking that point.
Mercy trying to jump off the map, finish herself off quickly. But phenomenal ult from Joe. You see those spurts from him, and I love that he's not holding on to those ults. He's not scared to use them. And he's getting some great value for his team because of that.
He's falling low, and it's just gonna throw away his life there. He's unaware that he's getting hacked. He did recall and just was not able to escape. It's gonna be Shrek Monkey falling low as well. Lamik only at half HP, not really getting healed at the moment. He's gonna fall down to Joe as well. Joe going absolutely insane right now. The Coalescence is gonna be used. Same with the Annihilation. Shadowmaster takes down two. No ults on the side of Dublin to try to hold on to this, as Northwest is gonna be tapping the point as Geeky comes back and takes down Firefly.
And I don't mind them not using their ults. They're preparing for this final team fight to seal it away. Dublin, they have 3 ults. They're halfway to the other 2, and they could very easily get those last 2 ults. And, you know, Northwest just used 2 massive ults. So really, it's going to be an ult battle here.
Especially with this orbital ray, Toast Mafia with the rampage as well. The EMP hits two, Trick Monkey and Shadowmaster both going to fall in the same breath. Killian Gamer as well. Lennon Click trying to make it even by taking down Firefly, but that point is just going to get flipped over to Dublin, and now it's a race against the clock of who can touch this point last. If Dublin caps this, it could be the end of it.
I don't think they can touch. No.
And there it is, Dublin taking map 3. That's going to be 3-0 at the moment in favor of Dublin.
Wow. Dublin, just such a strong team from what you're seeing. Oh, wow. They both teams played phenomenally. And really, huh?
I said they did. It was close. Every single map was close all the way down to the wire.
Just 2 very balanced teams, and everyone from your tanks and your supports especially, you saw some great spurts from all your supports. You know, on that first Samoa map, you see Firefly just getting pick after pick on that Ana, and even still getting some picks on Ana throughout, and just some great heals and some nades and sleeps as well. So really, just both teams did a phenomenal job. And really what the win came down to was, I would say, probably just playing your roles. I think Dublin really did a good job playing their roles. And, you know, Northwest, they just need to work on positioning a little bit and kind of just how their characters work, more or less, what their jobs are, if you want to put it that way.
I agree. Both of these teams fought to the bitter end. It was close every single map. It looks like a 3-0, but each one of those maps could have gone either way. Dublin just came to the plate a little bit more focused today and was able to hit it out of the park. But that is all that we're going to be having for you today. This was the reserve quarterfinals, and the victor was Dublin Coffman versus Northwest. I've been your caster, OP Knees, and I'm not sure. Thank you for casting along with me. That's all we're going to have for today, though. Come back. This is Esports Ohio.